Welcome, it's Allie. Today I just wanted to take a moment and guide you through some gentle neck stretching. This is something that would be really great to incorporate into your daily life, especially if you are working on a computer, if you're driving often, spend a lot of time on your phone. So if that's not you, tell me what your secret is and how you avoid doing that. Anyway, we will, just have a nice comfortable seat wherever you are, in your chair, on the floor, whatever makes you feel kind of grounded, and just kind of stack your spine over your shoulders. We want to kind of draw the chin backwards. So many of us have kind of a forward head posture because we're doing this all day. So just really bring the chin back so that your ear kind of stacks over the shoulder. From here, tuck the chin and gaze down. So we're going to really stretching through the back of the neck. We want to stay in this position. You can even do this up against a wall or a pillow if you're laying on the floor, and it'll help strengthen some of those muscles in the back, help realign and remind the neck to stay stacked over the shoulders. The next thing we want to do from that same position, so chin pushed back, gaze down. We want to bring our chin up to our shoulder and back down to neutral and back to the other side. Nice and slow motions here. Noticing any areas that you might feel any jumping or skipping or strain. Maybe slowing down and pausing in that space, taking a deep breath. And really letting the weight of the head kind of do the work here, pulling down as you move through these subtle motions. It'll gently stretch all the tiny muscles between the vertebrae. So slow and intentional, and it's never about how far you go, really about what you're feeling in your body, and really just starting to listen to your body. I even start to feel this kind of down my back. So we could do that for several minutes, or as long as feels good to you. Go ahead and gaze back up, and I will show the next stretch. So again, keeping that head stacked back over the shoulders, we want to drop the ear just straight down to the shoulder. I haven't done my stretching yet for today, and I am pretty stiff. So this is as far as my neck wants to go. So I'm going to take my opposite hand and just gently pull, more using the weight of the arm than really forcing it. I could bring my ear further, but we want to really keep our alignment while we do this. So again, find that center, just kind of let that ear drop down until you start to feel the stretch. Maybe breathe in deep. You can use that opposite hand to add a little bit of weight to the head. You can also grab a little bit further back and pull slightly forward. This is a really good stretch for the back of the neck, all the way down to that point in the shoulder where so many of us hold tension. Again, be sure to keep those shoulders dropped down away from the ears. So we'll come back to neutral. And again, bring that ear to the shoulder. You might have a little bit more flexibility on this side, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be the same, and it may be different from one day to the other. So again, we'll just bring a little extra weight and pressure Another thing you can do is actually reach this hand down and away. If you're sitting in a chair, you can kind of stretch further down. It's going to deepen the stretch, and I even start to feel that down into the bicep, the deltoid, and even down into the fingers if I'm being honest. We'll come back to neutral, kind of pausing here, letting the head go back. And I like to do 3 or 4 stretches on each side each time we go a little bit deeper. And really holding it for maybe even 30 seconds at a time. We're going a little bit faster right now just for demonstration purposes. Feel free to always pause this and do the stretches along and then continue on to the next stretch. The next thing we want to do is actually same motion to begin with, ear to shoulder. From there, we want to keep in that same position and gaze down towards the ground. So draw the chin down towards the shoulder. Again, this is really working into a lot of those tiny little multifidus muscles in the neck, getting into the scalenes and the deep muscles of the neck. When we're done gazing down at the ground, keep your head tilted and gaze up to the sky. Again, slow and intentional movement. If you feel catching or strain, always stop and breathe through that. Don't force yourself in any position. The breath can really help loosen and move those tissues. So gaze back down towards the ground, back up. I might hold the initial stretch a little bit longer and then maybe move through a little bit quicker, a few times here and there. Maybe even pausing in different spots to really deepen the stretch. And slowly and control, bring your head back to neutral. Let yourself kind of get your balance and drop the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. Gaze down towards the ground. Breathing, keeping the shoulders dropped. And when it feels good to you, gaze up towards the ceiling. Move through a few times here. Just to balance it out. And slowly controlled back to neutral. Next thing I want to do is wrap your fingers just right around the base of your skull here. So the thumb kind of wraps right underneath the ear and back, and then we're kind of interlacing the fingers here. I will even turn to the side so you can really see. From here, we're going to tuck the chin. We're almost pulling up and down at the same time. So we're kind of lifting the skull up away from the spine as we tuck the chin down. Again, keeping that chin back as we did in that first stretch. Keep the elbows back. From here, you can even press the hands back into the head and release. You might be able to go a little bit deeper. And if you want to hug the elbows in and really curl the neck in, deepening that stretch. You can feel that all the way down the spine myself. Right to that mid-back thoracic area. Again, using the breath to stretch and loosen up the tissues. Slowly and controlled unwind as always. So So this is just a few minutes that you can take on your lunch break, maybe before work, after work, before bed, if you have some stiff neck in the morning or tend to wake up in the middle of the night with some neck pain. This might really help just loosen things up, de-stress from the day so that you can get a better night's sleep. Check back in next time. See you soon.